There are lots of people who watch our program. Some people know about Christmas. A whole lot of people don't know what Christmas really is. What would you like to tell them? What is the real meaning of Christmas?
Well, there's so much that's wrapped up in that question, and we could talk about a number of different meanings that are brought to us and clarified to us through Christmas. But I want to center in on one, and it has to do with what we have already been talking about in terms of what can we do to help people who are lonely, people who are hurting, people who have been marginalized by society during Christmas. And it's important to note at the very first Christmas that when this baby was born in Bethlehem, which some were expecting, they didn't know when, but they knew that it was going to be in the town of Bethlehem, that he was born in the most modest of conditions. There wasn't adequate accommodations. They had a maternity ward or anything like that. There was nothing fancy about it. But I want to focus in on who got the first announcement about his birth.
All right. Who were they?
Shepherds.
Okay.
Shepherds were the first that angels appeared to shepherds in the field and told him that essentially that God with us has been born in the Bethlehem, and told them how you will find him. And so he gave them really specific instructions as to how they would identify where this Savior was born.
Why shepherds?
Well, you ask yourself that. If you were having a huge event or a huge announcement that you were going to make, or something special happening, you would probably go to, the most famous people, the people that have the most influence. And yet, God chooses to reveal this news to some of society's lowest. You see, shepherds were not. They were not important. That's right. They were not, they didn't have a high status. They were dirty, smelly. And again, that's just due to taking care of the animals. That's not to be offensive, but they were not thought of in society as the type of people that you would give important news to or entrust with important news. Because once they came and they saw the child, they were the ones that took that message around the village and to everyone else in that community that the Savior had been born.
It's very interesting to me because I read somewhere that at that time, the testimony of a shepherd was not even considered valid, and yet God chose them to bring the good news to the entire community.
It's amazing. I think it makes such a statement that even from that very first Christmas, the gift of God to the world is for everyone.
Yes.
Regardless of your status, regardless of your position, regardless of what your profession may be, that God wanted the very modest shepherds to be the first to hear, because really there are in a sense the ones that needed the most hope.
And also because God looks at people differently.
It's true.
To him, everyone is important.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, so significant too. Of course, we know that Bethlehem is the town of David, and that David was a shepherd. He went from a shepherd to a king, and all of that significance. But again, I think he really makes a statement that this message is for all people.
That's right. So shepherds came, so did the kings. So that means this message is for the most important and the least important and everybody else in between.
It's true. And Molly, that the kings came a little bit later. Yes. The shepherds were first on the scene. It could have taken up to 2 years for the kings, the wise men from to come and travel to see the Savior. And yet God makes sure the very first night
that is so very significant. So if you would like to know more about the message of Christmas, we encourage you to visit one of the churches in your neighborhood. And if you don't know of any church, you're welcome to attend Global Kingdom. Why don't you give them some information about your church?
Yeah, so Global Kingdom Ministry at 1250 Markham Road. Our regular Sunday services are at 9 a.m. and 11:15 a.m. And for Christmas Eve, we will be having our morning services, but we'll also be having an evening 7 o'clock service that will have a lot of music and reflection on the Christmas story.
All right, so there you go. There are lots and lots of opportunities. And if you still don't know where to go and would like to know more, you can contact me at 647-979-3220. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for the invitation.
All right, so we have lots more for you. Don't go anywhere.